This is Better Brain Briefs. And I want to talk about something that is really pretty serious and significant. That when I have an injury or I have a symptom, it's often about more than just that symptom. It's more than just that physical injury. There's much more that can be stored in the body, in the injury, showing up in the symptoms than just what is appearing there now. I have somebody who I am working with recovering from, in this case, a car accident and a brain injury. And what we often wind up working with is more than just the actual physical injury. We are working with everything that has happened in her life that is not necessarily always wonderful, the things that have happened. There are events that happen that don't get fully resolved, don't get fully finished. A common way that we think of this is as trauma. Things happen early in life that aren't the way I wanted it to be. And if those events were difficult, unresolved, unfinished, then that content, those issues store in the body. They store in the physical tissue, in the muscles, in the bones, in the fluids, in positions, in joints, in situations. When I find myself in a certain situation that is similar to something that happened in the past, it can bring up everything related to the position. Just like when I hear music, it can bring up memories of things that happened in the past that I associate with that music. If I smell a certain odor, it can bring up memories of things that happened when I smelled that odor. A very common thing that we talk about is, if you smell apple pie, it comes back, times when your mother or your grandmother used to make apple pie, and that odor is very tightly connected to memory. And so when the trigger comes, the smell of apple pie, it brings back a flood of emotions, of memories of times in the past when you had that odor. In this case, positive experiences, time with family associated with, these family meals and these family experiences that bring back these positive emotions. The same thing happens with negative experiences, times where things happened in family that were difficult. Not being able to be seen, not being able to be heard, not getting what you needed, having somebody say something critical if you did something like created a piece of artwork and it wasn't received. That can lead to beliefs about your ability to be artistic, and that can store in the body. And when an injury occurs, everything associated with what was happening in life around that injury stores in the body. And it can be associated with the injury itself, the part of the body that was injury, and all of those emotions and things are in the body, in the area associated with injury. And when you go and you work on recovering from that injury, it can bring up all of the content associated with that stuff that happened in the past. the stresses associated with the injury, or the life circumstances where you weren't heard, you weren't able to be yourself, or whatever happened, whatever traumatic, difficult things happened. So when you are in a process of repairing the body, healing the body of whatever, sprained ankle, the things that were associated in your life, associated with that body part, with the circumstances, with the situations, it all can come up. And it can make the experience of healing or repair or recovering from whatever symptom or issue it is you have, it can intensify that experience because it's all stored together. So the process of recovering from an injury, for example, can involve, obviously, doing the physical things that are required to help that repair. You know, I have chronic issues with spraining an ankle. So if I sprain my ankle, it needs to heal. And those things physically need to heal themselves, need to be tended to. And if there's things that I have to go to a medical practitioner for that, that can be really important and necessary. But if there are other things that are stuck in that area, I might need to also address those things. I was working with somebody who had a whole history, a lifetime of things not going very well with family of origin, leading to all kinds of beliefs, all kinds of behaviors, and things not going the way they want in their life throughout their life. And then a current time injury triggers a lot of that. And circumstances associated with the current injury might, like, activate some of these things from the long ago history. And so the process of recovering from the current injury gives an opportunity to resolve things that happened from the past so that those can be taken care of and released from the body. A current injury can activate things from the past that are unresolved, giving an opportunity to finish whatever is needed associated with that old content, the old issues, not being seen, not being heard, not being able to be the self, not being able to ask what you need, whatever it is. The current situation, the current injury, physical injury, can give you an opportunity to heal all of the old unresolved stuff. Finish it. Release it from the body so that the current injury is providing a huge opportunity to do bigger work. And the process of doing that bigger work can mean old stuff is finished, and it can make the current repair process, recovering from an injury today, it can make that easier. There can be a huge release of symptoms of pain. There can be an increase in function if function has been compromised. Huge amounts of change can happen in the current injury through resolving and finishing old stuff from the past. What I am talking about today is how they go together. I tend to think that there's something physical going on, physical symptoms, physical injury, All there is to do is the physical stuff. Tend to that and it's done. But it doesn't really work that way. I mean, doing the physical stuff can make tremendous difference. But if it's not finishing it, if it's not resolving, it's not, the symptoms aren't completely going away, if function's not all coming back, then perhaps there's a need, a benefit to, oh, what's the unfinished stuff from long ago that I might benefit from addressing now? And through addressing old stuff from the past now, how can that make a difference in my healing process today? It's important to consider this because sometimes healing current time stuff is not completely possible. It doesn't completely finish and resolve until the old things from the past are done as well. So bringing them together. And the work that I do, helping people integrate things with their brain, facilitates this by taking the stuff from the past and allowing the brain, the nervous system, to integrate, to finish, to do the work, to complete all of this stuff. So it doesn't have to be held in the body any longer. And then true resolution of symptoms can occur. And current time injury can repair itself. Relief of symptoms and return of function may improve through addressing old stuff. So that is Better Brain Briefs for today. If you would appreciate talking with me, if you have a story to share about an injury to your brain, an accident, a fall, a stroke, or if you have focus issues or memory issues and you want to talk about that, then schedule a 10-minute share your story call. I would love to hear your story. And then if you decide you want to talk with me about possibly working with me, we can schedule another time. I look forward to talking with you again soon. I am Sandra Lee, and this is Better Brain Briefs. I'm an intuitive sound healer, supporting people in recovering how they feel like awesome and returning to function. Thank you.